Hello there and welcome. My name is Linda and welcome to my channel, which is called Linda Tea at Home. Really good to have your company today. I've got to start off with a bit of an apology for not putting out a video last week. I don't have a brilliant excuse for that, other than to say, since we've had our, if you're a regular viewer, you'll know that we've got my daughter and her little family staying with us at the moment because they're having renovations done at their property they just moved into. There's just been so much stuff going on and I can't even tell you what that stuff's been, but I just haven't been able to sit in a quiet, ordered place and sit and chat to you because there's just been all sorts of other things going on. The renovation's now picking up a bit of a pace. It's not been going quite as easily as they thought it was, and this is only because of people kind of not turning up on days they should, or perhaps not doing the amount of days you expected, or could only do a bit and then come back a bit later and do some more. And it's quite difficult to to run your life like that. And I did tell them when they first came here to be prepared for probably a couple of weeks, if not more, and they weren't at all. And it's been, well, I was just wondering what the date was they came here. I think they've been here about 3 weeks now. And don't get me wrong, I love having my daughter around, and her boyfriend and my granddaughter's a joy to be around. So it's a lovely it's a lovely thing to have them close by. But of course their life is where they live, which is only about 5 or 6 miles from me. But it's getting across the traffic in the morning to school, getting to work where they work and whatever. So it's been quite it's not been a relaxed few weeks. Plus I'm the chief cook and bottle washer here, and I've been quite tired with it really, because my daughter's vegan, as I've mentioned about 100,000 times before, and my granddaughter is kind of a beige food eater. My daughter's boyfriend is fine, he'll eat most stuff, but I'm finding by the time current husband comes in at night and I have to start cooking, I've got to do 3 different things. And obviously with vegan dinners you have to be very careful, you make sure you don't use the same spoon and whatever. I mean, my daughter doesn't police it or anything, but I do that. So anyway, so that's my excuse. It's just I just didn't have the I don't want to say headspace, but I suppose that's what it is really, to do anything last week. That wasn't for the want of trying though, with looking round shops. I did go out last week with the hope of finding some nice Christmassy tops, or some, something a bit festive to show you. I went in God knows how many shops in our town, Watford. Nothing of any interest to me at all, and I thought I could just put a video up where I'm chatting, which is, I know you don't mind that, but sometimes it's nice to have a few sort of visual props, isn't it, to just make it a bit more interesting. So anyway, apologies for that. And a couple of you did actually notice I didn't put a video up and wondered if I was all right. Yeah, absolutely fine, and hopefully back on track now. As I say, they're still here, but things have kind of turned a corner, and my daughter's a bit, well, I'd say a bit more relaxed about everything. I'm not entirely sure that she is, but she's not doing too bad. So yeah, we're entering into probably in our fourth week of all this. Anyway, so I've written down a few things. I've got a few bits to show you, nothing terribly exciting. What was I going to talk about first? Oh, first thing is, as a result of her moving into this new house, it's not a new house, but into a new property for them. In fact, the house is a 1930s house, so one of the big jobs is electrical work, because no one's touched that for, not since it was built, but for a long time. So that was one of the big things. And if any of you have ever had electrical work done in your home, you'll know it means floorboards coming up, floors coming up, walls being channeled and whatever. So it's not easy to live in that sort of mess when you've got a young child, and well, for anyone, is it? But one of the things is my granddaughter's been obviously children are a bit odd about, a bit funny about moving house, aren't they? They don't really understand that, you'll soon get used to one house like you did another. So one of the things my daughter and her boyfriend said to her was she could have any sort of decor and any sort of new, they're going to get her a new bed, anything she wants she can have in her new room. And she's gone for a Pokemon theme. I know. But one of the other things is she's going to have a fancy new bed, so that leaves a single, and she had in her previous house a really cute little upholstered single bed, grey upholstered single bed. It was actually one from John Lewis, and they were going to get rid of it. So current husband said that maybe we'd have it for our house. Now, again, if you've watched me for a while, you'll know that we've got several grandchildren. We've got nine grandchildren. And some of them occasionally come and stay with us, have sleepovers and things. And I've got bunk beds in one of the bedrooms. And honestly, they just drive me to distraction. I can't stand these things. They're really heavy to pull out so I can make the bed or strip the bed. And I don't know where I'm going wrong here. I don't know why they're so difficult to make, and I don't know. I mean, they're against a wall, which doesn't help, so I have to pull them out. But I don't know how mums manage to make beds every morning, and I do like to make a bed every day. I don't like to just leave them, mums and dads, I should say. So anyway, I've been talking about getting rid of those because the children come less and less, but they also have another bed in the room that I normally do my videos in, which is my daughter's room at the moment, so that's why I can't film there. We're also, my daughter's got a Z bed, so I thought, well, I'll just use for future visits from grandchildren, I'll use the double bed and the Z bed for the combination. We'll get round it somehow. And so we were going to get rid of the bunk beds and perhaps find another use for the room or whatever. But anyway, sounds like we're going to have this nice new single bed now. So that works out quite well. So I've got a project brewing, and if you know me, you'll know I love a project. I don't know whether I'm going to tackle this before or after Christmas because I can't see them moving back into the house till at least December's here, but so it does leave quite a short time before Christmas to do it, so it might be afterwards. But anyway, I'm either going to put the double bed in the third bedroom and the smaller bed in the bedroom I normally video from, or vice versa. I don't know what I'm going to do, so I'm thinking about plans for that, but I'm quite excited to decorate that back bedroom because it's had the same sort. It's not really childish wallpaper, but it's, I'm sick of it, so it needs a bit of an upgrade. So that'll be something that I'll be talking about nearer the time when I do decide to do it. So that's a project for probably after Christmas, but you never know because I do get a bit about these things. So it's been lovely having them, and they're still here, and we manage. It's been a bit fraught with stuff going on with the house and everything, but hopefully we're on the winning stretch now. And I've got to say, current husband, he's been kind of project managing this thing, and he's done really well because, I mean, he's a tradesman, but getting trades to get to jobs, like I say, probably a lot of you will know this, turn up on time, be there on the day they say they're going to be there, stay all day. It's honestly, I current husband goes out early in the morning and comes in late at night. Well, not late at night. He comes in probably 6 o'clock or something, and he's worked till 5, so he does a full day and more than a lot of people do, and he's quite an old man really, so I don't know, but that's the weird way people seem to work. They don't seem to put the whole day in, but anyway, we're as I say, we've turned a corner, and hopefully everything will be turning around, and this more stuff is going back in than is coming out of the house now, so that's always good. The other thing I was going to mention to you was, thank you, by the way. I kind of went off at a bit of a tangent with all this, didn't I? I was going to say thank you so much for all the comments on my last video, and for any new subscribers. I was really surprised to see that I'd had a few more add to my number. I haven't checked. I've gone off of. I don't check this religiously like I used to. I'm calmer about it. Somebody on YouTube was talking about if you don't put out regular videos on regular days, the algorithm has a bit of a hiccup and your video isn't promoted as much. But I kind of think, I mean, I've got my lovely group of people that watch me regularly, and I'm so laid back about that now. I really don't mind. It's lovely to get some additional viewers, and I love it if you contact me and tell me you're new. I love my regulars talking to me. It's always nice to know, because loads of you I remember, and I know you've spoken to me every week. I quite often notice people that have contributed and then suddenly don't, and I do wonder if you're all okay. But there's no way of me finding out really unless you tell me, because I can't really put in the comments, are you okay? Because then everyone can see the comments, can't they? So, but yeah, so I've been quite laid back about that sort of stuff. But a few of you have mentioned about my weight, and just as a very brief update on that. She says going off again, but my videos are normally about 40 minutes, which I know is far too long, and I know not everybody watches all of it. People skip bits. I mean, I do that with people as well if they get a bit boring or me boring. But I wondered if it might be around that time or even a bit more today, because I wanted to just talk about a couple more things and get on to something a bit more Christmassy as well. But yeah, so with the weight thing, I have now gone back down to I've been on Manjaro since the 1st of July, and I've now lost 3 stone, and I want to keep to that. I don't really want to lose any more, because I just don't think, I know I need to, so don't message me and say, well, you're still fat, because I know that, but I'm not as fat, and and I just feel better for it. And I think I'm going to look so raggedy if I lose more and more weight. So I want to keep around this until some doctor says to me, unless you lose another stone or 2 stones, you've got a week to live, then I'll do it. But at the moment, I'm quite comfortable with what I've lost. So it's just maintaining it. So I've now gone from my last 5.0 of Mount Jaro, and I've gone to my 2.5, which is the lowest dose, and I've just started having that for a month. And then my plan is to stop and see what happens. But I've always gone, as far as I'm aware anyway, I'm going to have the door open. So if I start gaining weight, which I probably will, but I'm watching that. I've got the door open to maybe get some more and restart the process again. I don't really want to keep taking this stuff for, indefinitely. It was only ever a short-term thing for me. I'm not advising anyone to do anything I do with this. I do have to say this because, sometimes people write in the comments, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, or that's a good idea, I'll try that. I've got nothing to base this on other than my own experience, how I've felt. I've had no real side effects that I could tell you about with taking Manjaro. I've been extremely lucky on that. It's done what it's supposed to do. It's stopped me eating as I would before. I started on the 2.5, went up to the 5.0, then for two months, or was it 3? I'm so bad at timings. And then I went up to the 7.5, and I was gradually, gradually going down, just tiny increments really of weight loss. But that was fine. I didn't have an issue with that. And then I thought, I don't really want to lose any more. I'm okay with it, with what I am at the moment. I'm not sure if I'm an 18 or a 16. I dare say I probably could get into some size 16s, which was kind of my goal. But yeah, I think that's what I've done is fair enough. I mean, the clothes that I put on now, my old clothes are so baggy on me, I can see that there is a difference. So I went from 7.5 to the 5 again, and then I've gone down to the 2, so 2.5. Sorry to keep mentioning this, but if you've not watched me before, you probably won't know what I'm on about, but that's kind of what I've done. So that's my plan. So yeah, still kind of another 3 weeks of the 2.5, and then I'll see how I go. And of course we've got Christmas coming up, and be nice to sort of want to eat and drink as normal, but then, you know, I don't really feel like I've missed out on anything all the time I've been doing this, because you start off going mad with chia seeds and avocados and what do you call it, not goat's cheese, what am I talking about, cottage cheese and stuff. And I know you have to have all the protein and you have to keep your nutrients up, of course you do, but you know, with me it kind of soon waned off of those things. I thought I couldn't look another avocado in the eye really, so I've just been eating what I generally eat, just less of it, but being mindful at the same time of ingredients that I put into things, you know, adjusting what I eat, as opposed to what I give my you know, my husband, because there was just the 2 of us living here, so the 5 of us living here is only temporary, as I'm trying to point out. So yeah, so I'm quite pleased with how it's gone, and I do notice the difference, so that's really what I want to do. So that's just so you know, I'm on the 2.5 now, and I will sort of every now and again just let you know. I know not everyone's interested in this bit of my videos, so I usually put them in something separate, but might as well do it today because I haven't spoken to you for a couple of weeks. Right, what else have I got to tell you? Oh, I was going to just mention my little granddaughter. She's such a little peach, honestly. And I know all of our granddaughters and grandchildren are little peaches, aren't they, to their grandparent. But she's just quite, this child, I think I've just got to show off a bit here, unless every child of 9 is doing the same thing. But we watch the 1% Club. Now, if you've never watched the 1% Club, or you don't live in this country and never heard of it, it's basically a quiz show that's on one evening, usually over the weekend. And it's a game of sort of logic and common sense. So there's a series of questions. And the first questions, the compere starts asking you, in our case it's Limac, are the most, out of the amount of people that they asked, the highest proportion got that first question right. So it goes basically from the easiest question to the hardest, where least members of the... I'm sure it's not the population. There must be a group of people that they have. I don't know how many is in that number. Maybe it's just 100 people. I don't know, but it probably is actually. That would make sense. So anyway, they have a studio audience of 100 people, and the first question they get is a question about logic or common sense, and you have to see how many people of those get it right, and then the others are knocked out. So it's a process program, and my little granddaughter, she's ever so good at it. She gets right up to the really difficult questions. I mean, we're not too bad. We do get some of them, because some of them are, well, I was going to say some of them are easy, but it just depends on how your brain works. But she's really numeric, and she does a lot of verbal reasoning and whatever in her tutoring. So she's honestly, she's quite clever. She does put me to shame, but actually you sit here every... We're sat the last few Saturday nights and it's been on, and go and say, right, what's the answer then? And she just gets it. Honestly, she's quite amazing. But I've got lots of lovely grandchildren, so there we are. And they're all clever and they're all good at different things, so that's great. So the visual things to show you now. I'm sorry if I'm whittering on to you too quickly. I spoke to one of my daughters this morning. She rang me. I bet she was really thrilled she did, because honestly, it's not like I haven't spoken to anyone all day or all week, but it sounds like it once I get going. And she was on, I don't know how long she was on, it must have been nearly an hour. she rang me up to just tell me something, and then I was going to and I said, look, I'm going to have to go now because I just can't stop talking. So I'm a bit like, that's one of those days today. So anyway, I bought a couple of things. Got a couple of Christmassy things. Now, I went to ASDA yesterday. As I say, I have been looking out for clothing, and the skirts I tried on, the suedette skirt, I've kept that, but the pleather one I tried on, they were things I bought from Primark. A lot of you thought it was black, but it wasn't. It was chocolate brown. But I took that back because it was too big, and I thought, no, I've had skirts like that in the past, and they make you a bit hot and bothered if you get my drift. So I thought, no, that can go back. But I went out yesterday, and I did actually find 2 tops in ASDA. Now I'll start with those, and then I'll do the Christmassy bits. So I think we'll try them on, not with the skirt because that's upstairs and I've got enough to do today. So these are both Georgia ASDA shirts. So this is the first one. Now I think this is going to go really well with that suedette skirt I bought, which is kind of A-line. And it's basically this colour here. So this shirt it was £16. It's any description about it. It's a size 18. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm hoping it fits. Let me look at the fabric. It's the sort of fabric that doesn't crease, so that's great. Because the other thing I'm doing this weekend, the thing I'm doing this weekend is where current husband and myself are having a night away. We're going to stay. We went last year. Well, I don't even know if it might have been this year or was it last year. I have a friend that lives in Milton Keynes, and she's a friend that I've known since school. And we go and stay in this pub that is a couple of miles, I think, from where she lives. We stay over, and once or twice in the past they've just come and had dinner with us in this pub, and then they've gone home, and then we stay over and have breakfast and then go home in the morning. But the last few times we must have been there 4 or 5 times, I suppose. They've come and they've stayed the night as well, so they have obviously their room. We're not that friendly. And so we have dinner in the evening. The food's always been really nice there, and then we have breakfast together in the morning, and then we go. I mean, I talk to my friend quite a lot on the phone. We do like WhatsApp calls and Zoom calls and things, but the 4 of us aren't always in the same room at the same time very often. In fact, these are the friends that we went to Cologne with last year. If you were around with me last year, you'll remember we did that trip. Now let me see if I can find a label for what this top's made of. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I don't need to take anything fancy with me at all, but I just like bunging a few different things in my bag and just having a bit of a choice. And I've been looking for something to go with that skirt specifically. So this is oh, here we are. Oh, that's the washing instructions. Let's see. Made in Morocco. Wash similar colours together. Reshape. Viscose and nylon. So it's 85% viscose and 15% nylon. So got a little kind of V here down to there. Got a collar, and there's no buttons or anything on it. Long sleeves, and I think this would look, if it fits me, I think this would look equally good with jeans or something, but you'll find out because what have I got on? I've got jeans on now. So long sleeve with a cuff and a button on it. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to give that a go because that is just the right colour to go with that skirt. And that was £16, as you can see. Yeah, so that's that one. I was just thought of something to say and I've forgotten what I was going to say. I do that all the time. Now, I did buy this as well. This is George at ASDA as well. This is £16. And the reason I bought this shirt was it's almost the same style actually. Let's see. Yeah, I would say it's exactly the same style. It feels different fabric. Now, I went into ASDA, excuse me, itchy nose. I went into ASDA a few weeks ago. and I saw this and I nearly picked it, well, I picked it up and looked at it, and I didn't buy it, and I can't remember if it was because they didn't have the size or I wasn't sure what size I was. So this is 83% viscose and 17% nylon. Didn't feel like nylon in it, but what do I know? I don't know. So it's exactly the same style. But I was really taken by it, and of course it's this colour that's supposed to be all the rage this year, although you tell me in autumn when this sort of colour isn't all the rage. I suppose it's a bit pyjama-y, but I thought, oh, that is quite a nice casual shirt, and it looked like the length would be okay on me. So I thought, well, hang the expense. So I bought that one as well. So I bought 2 size 18s. They're both £16, and I'll show you what they look like. And I've also in ASDA, I didn't buy all these on the same day, but we're now on Christmassy things. So I'm not generally much of a fan of celebrity endorsed merchandise in shops, if you see what I mean. You know, all the stores now have some sort of use this word celebrity advisedly. They have somebody saying this is their range or their selection, their design selection of clothing or home goods or whatever it might be. So, for example, in ASDA we've got Stacey Solomon. I've got absolutely nothing against Stacey Solomon. I think she's quite nice and very, very watchable. But I don't really want to buy stuff that she produces, but I have. Now I bought one. Now this is Christmas decorations, and some of you might be saying, well, Linda, you just spent several weeks looking at your Christmas decorations and getting rid of lots of them, so you have less of them. And that is true. But I've always said if there's something I see that I really like, I will buy it. I've given loads of stuff to the charity shop. So my daughter, bless her, has had some of the stuff. I think I've probably got enough for what I want this year. I'm still searching for the perfect, affordable, fake Christmas tree. I know in my mind's eye what I want, and there's hundreds of them out there, but I've not seen the one because I want a particular look, and I can't really describe it to you, but I haven't found it yet. And if I can't find it, I can't find it. And maybe we'll just get a real one as usual. But anyway, so this is a Stacey Solomon garland. Now I have some garlands. I got rid of quite a few because I like the new look that garlands are these days, and they just look a bit more realistic. So these things just look like one of those Christmas trees we all used to have years ago. I'm apologising, by the way, this is what I was going to say, if the light is bad in here, because I used to do videos sitting here all the time, but you know, I'm a bit there's not very much choice in this house of where you can sit, so hopefully you can see everything. So this was only £18, and I thought that was pretty good. I looked at ASDA's own branded garlands, and they were £18, but this just had a bit more on it, I thought. So what does it say on here? Anything? It just says at home with Stacey Solomon garland, and it's just got a few little black berries on it, if you can see, and really small pine cones. So and I bought, oh, there goes my pen, and I bought two, not the same as this, but two garlands from B&M, not B&M, what's that other one? Home Bargains. And I did show you those a couple of weeks ago, and they're kind of the more sort of floppy ones. So I've got an idea of where these garlands are going to go. They might not, I might change my mind. But this, I would say, this garland, does it tell me how long it is? But I didn't think £18 was too bad for that. For this, you know, especially with the bits on it. I don't know why it doesn't tell you on there. It's probably, let me guess, it looks like it's at least 180 centimetres. It might be 2 metres, I'm not entirely sure, but there it is. And in a few weeks, when I get the old decorations out, I can show you what I'm going to do with it. I don't really know for certain at the moment. So that was that. And the other things I bought, they're Stacey Solomon as well. I know I keep saying this, if you're a regular you'll know I keep saying this, the shops where I live, in the general area I live, they just don't have half of the stuff that I see other people do, you know, when people are doing shopping, come shop with me, or hauls and things. And I think, well, we don't have half of that. We've got a really poor Matalan, and we have to go to St Albans for that. The Primark, that had some stuff in it, but I wouldn't say it's all that wonderful. Not a great range, and there's some things that it doesn't seem to have that others do. It's quite a big store as well. I don't get it. You know, all these stores, they're all a bit, oh, you know. But let me just get this out of my bag. So I had this idea of having a bauble sort of. I've got this dining table, which you've probably seen in videos. It's just, it does come with 2 additional leaves, so it can seat about 10 people. But we don't have the leaves on most of the time. We just have the table which seats 6 people, 2, 4, 6, yeah. So it's a reasonable size, and I like to put some sort of Christmas decoration on it. And I'm going to hang something over it, which I did last year. But I want something a bit different. Well, a bit different. Nothing's different, is it? Because we all do the same sort of stuff. But I wanted to involve some sort of big baubles. And again, this might change. I might not have any ideas, or you know, it might not translate from what's in my head to the table. But I saw that she, as in Stacey Solomon, so I've obviously paid for a few of her Christmas presents this year buying this stuff. She's got this sort of white kind of, it's not ceramic, is it? I don't know what you call it. But they light up anyway. This is the Christmas tree, and it did light up yesterday when I tried it out. Oh, is it? No, not doing it now. It was the last one on the shelf. So I don't know whether this is a faulty or if it's just been knocked about a bit, because this thing's not attached very well. I can always put another battery in it, but yesterday, oh, hang on. Yeah, I think the battery needs to be put in a bit better. So I don't know if you can see, you probably can't because it's brilliant daylight outside now, brilliant sunshine, but it does light up. So this tree I thought was quite cute. And I don't have anything like that at the moment. Light up is just that she's got this light up decor range. I saw that she had some as a bowl and some cups, I think. I mean, they don't appeal to me at all, but I did think that was quite cute with the bow on the top with the sort of golden sort of gilding on it. So there's that, and then there were these 2 bauble-y type things, and a bit more success with that one lighting up. Again with the bow on the top, and I thought that was quite cute. And of course you need one that's a different size, and this was the last one left. When I went in yesterday, I bought the 2 baubles a week or 2 ago, and they were the last ones, but yesterday when I went in, they had more stock in. So this one's a bit grubby, but I can clean that off. And it's just so that one's, I've just turned the battery off on that one, but can you see the difference? Well, of course you can see the difference in size. You're not silly, are you? So, and I've got some other big baubles that I used to put under my Christmas tree. So I might do something with one of those. I'm not really sure. It might not work. But anyway, this was, I think, £8. And again, I saw quite a nice, in ASDA yesterday, I saw quite a nice little tree like this. It wasn't made of this stuff. It was more ceramic, I think, with some gold on it. Anyway, it was quite pretty, but it was £10, and I thought, well, old Stacey's come up trumps there if she's charging a bit less for that. And I think this was £4, and I think this was £8, but don't quote me. And I told you the garland was 18. So yeah, they're a couple of new additions, and I will see how they go. And if they don't look right on the table here, I can put them somewhere else, and I will give them a little bit of a bit of a clean, but as I say, I knew this was a little bit grubby. That one isn't, but this was a little bit grubby when I picked it up, so I thought I can probably give that a clean. Oh, and the other things, I don't think I would have shown you these, but these were just £2 in ASDA as well. I bought a couple of these little bells, which I thought were quite cute. I mean, I suppose they're tree decorations, but I shall hang them in my garland somewhere. So, yeah, I thought they might look pretty, and maybe they'll go in with this display when I do it. I don't know. I just have to wait and see. There's quite a lot of pressure on, isn't there, to... let me start that again. There's... I didn't... when I got rid of all those decorations a few weeks ago, I was completely anti looking at anything else Christmas because I'd just had enough of it. It was like I was eating a big meal and I was so full I couldn't put another bite in. And there's a lovely analogy for you. And but then over the last couple of weeks and things, and Christmas is we're on the, I think we're the 3rd. I'll be the 13th today, probably 13th of November. It's creeping closer to us, and there's much more stuff in the shops, of course, more Christmas products in the shop, and there's lots of videos on YouTube showing us all how to have wonderful decoration displays, and of course the ones you're watching now that were new for 2025 nearly all seem to be from the United States, because of course they tend, it seems to me, to start Christmas decorating. I don't know if they wait till Thanksgiving's over generally, but most people have already got their decorations up that we see. They nearly all seem to be from the United States, because in the UK, I mean, if you put your Christmas decorations up in the first week of December, people think you're over enthusiastic, don't they? We're all a bit, oh no, I don't do it. I can't stand looking at the Christmas tree for 4 weeks or whatever it is. Whereas in America, they just kind of go the whole hog, they put everything up, and then I think they take their stuff down quite quickly afterwards. But anyway, so all the videos I'm watching are from the US, and most people you see on these videos have got really large houses with lovely open staircases. And because, most American people just live differently to us, because they don't live in, well, for a start, the size of the country is multiple size of the United Kingdom, isn't it? So there's more room for bigger houses, and we all live in mostly little boxes that are all insulated up to the hilt, and we live within sort of 2 inches of the next door neighbours, so we just don't have the capacity. So to do some of the things that these people, these creators are showing us, influencers, whatever, are showing us to do. And so everything, but it's nice to get, basically it's nice to get a few ideas of different things and think, oh, I've never thought of doing that around my fireplace, or I haven't thought of putting those around my lighting or anything like that. So you do sometimes get some quite good ideas, but I feel a little bit sorry for some mums who perhaps, and I say mums, I shouldn't, should I? People, younger people who want their houses to look wonderful for their children and their families, and it's unrealistic, really, a lot of it. But I do watch these things, and I'm quite keen at the moment, but I know that come maybe 2 weeks time I'm going to be full up again with all this stuff, and it's the last thing I want to watch. And basically everyone does the same thing, and everyone says, oh, these are the new colours for last year, but then if you look at a video from last year, it was the same colours, nothing really much changes, and you don't have to keep buying new stuff unless you want to. You might see something just a little bit different that I figured that I saw with these things that you haven't already got. But I've got plenty of other stuff, and I'm really being careful about what I buy. So if I go into a shop and I see something I think, oh, I really, really like that, I'm going to buy it. But yeah, I've walked past tons and tons of, I've been in the range and I've just not bought anything in there. I've been to, B&Q has got some nice stuff if you're looking for somewhere. I wouldn't say they're not cheap like the range or ASDA, you know, the baubles and things, but they're not super expensive like garden centres, for example. So if you can afford somewhere in the middle, worth having a look in there. They had a really nice angel, which I might get for my tree. I'm not religious in any way, but I like a bit of an angel, or a fairy, or whatever you call them. Fairies, angels, I don't know, something like that, because I've used picks in the last few years, or I've had an elf's hat that I've used for years. But anyway, so yeah, I've got a few ideas in my brain, and I'll show it to you when I've done it, but it's not going to be a winter wonderland or anything like that in here. But yeah, I like to decorate. So yeah, that's old Stacey Solomon, and good on her. She's come up with actually, I did see quite a nice duvet cover that I thought, shall I? But they don't seem to stock super king size duvet covers in ASDA on these sort of ranges that you probably can get it online. I haven't looked, but they do some very basic styles in super king size in our branch, but the nicer sort of more festive stuff, it seems to only go up to king size. So anyway, now I'm going to end the video in a few minutes, but on a Christmas theme. I thought, because I've been looking for some Christmas films to get me in the mood for Christmas, and I thought I'd tell you a few of the ones I really like watching, and I'm quite happy to watch more than once. Now, I haven't got things like It's a Wonderful Life in, or Die Hard. I've never seen that. I've never seen Die Hard. It's a Wonderful Life. It's a good film, but I don't really think of it. I know there's a Christmas bit at the end, isn't there? And it goes on forever. But I do like, I don't know how to tell. I kind of like Christmas films. I don't really like elves very much. But I do like an angel, and I like it when there's a little bit of magic to a Christmas film, which you could argue if any Christmas film that features Santa or whatever is all kind of magic, isn't it? But anyway, I've written a few titles down, and if you either agree with me or don't agree with me, or if you've got a favourite film, I know Elf is a big film that everybody likes. As I say, Die Hard's supposed to be massively popular. I've got things like Home Alone, but it's not so. I've seen that a couple of times, but it's not on my list. There's just a few others. So there's the first one was on the other day. It was on BBC Two, so it'll be on the iPlayer if you're in the UK and want to watch it. And that's The Bishop's Wife. I absolutely love that film. It's a black and white film. It's from 1947. It's got Loretta Young, Cary Grant, and David Niven as the stars. And right from the beginning, Cary Grant plays an angel, and so the David Niven is a bishop, and he's got a wife who's played by Loretta Young. And half of you probably know these names, and probably the other half won't. And he basically needs a miracle to happen. The bishop needs a miracle, and Cary Grant comes into his life, and I thank you. So if you want to give that a watch, there was a remake of this called The Preacher's Wife. I don't know if I wrote that down, because I did try and look at the years that these films were made. And it had Whitney Houston, and I think, was it Denzel Washington? I've never seen it, because I'm not sure that I want to see this. It's exactly the same format, the same story. I don't know if it's exactly the way that the old black and white one is, the stories, or it goes off a different way or whatever. I've never seen it, but if you like something a bit more up to date, you could try The Preacher's Wife. Another one I like at Christmas is a Nicolas Cage film and Tia Leone, and it's called The Family Man. That's from the year 2000. And basically, he's a high-flying American businessman. He's got tons of money, lives the bachelor's lifestyle, got fancy cars, lives in a fancy apartment, probably in New York. I don't know exactly. high maintenance girlfriends and all this sort of stuff. And then he goes in to buy something from a corner shop. I don't know what you call them in America. And I think there's, if memory serves, there's a character who is trying to hold up the store. They call them stores, don't they? Not shops. It's something to do with a lottery ticket. But anyway, it ensues that Nicolas Cage comes to the rescue and stops anything awful happening, but then I think it's the same person that was causing the trouble in the store turns out to have let's say a little bit of magic in him, and the story completely changes, and Nicolas Cage wakes up the next morning living in a bed with his wife and with, I think it's 3 children. And of course, he doesn't know how this has happened, but I like that story. It's the old story of, we might think we've got everything we want, but we haven't always, and then we find that in different ways. But it's quite a clever story. You might go, no, but maybe give it a try. The Family Man with Nicolas Cage and Tia Leone, and there's the cute little actress in it that plays one of his daughters. I find it quite amusing and quite watchable, and I could watch that again. So I've not watched any of these 20 times or anything. I'm not a complete lunatic, but Another one is a more recent one, Last Christmas 2019, and that stars Emilia Clarke and Henry Golding, and it's Emma Thompson's in it as well, and she and her husband wrote this film, and it's quite a cute little story, and it's called Last Christmas, and a lot of it is set to the music of not all of his music, but a few George Michael tracks, obviously including Last Christmas. And I don't know what to tell you about that without spoiling it, but I didn't sort of notice, I didn't realise there was going to be a twist to it until quite a way into the film. So if you want, it's a nice film, it's quite modern, it's quite very Christmassy. I think the acting's okay. Emma Thompson's always gold, isn't she? So yeah, that's Last Christmas. You might have already watched that because I know it's kind of on the different platforms and whatever. I think it was on BBC the other night actually, so it'd be on the iPlayer if you're in you understand, if you're in a country that knows what I mean by the iPlayer. Another one is Get Santa, and I didn't write the year down, but that's a relatively recent film. I think it might be in the 2020s, I'm not sure. And that stars, it's a British film as far as I know. It's got Jim Broadbent, Rafe Spall, Stephen Graham, Jodie Whittaker, and just about anybody else that you've seen on British TV that you can imagine. And basically Jim Broadbent, if you can't think what he looks like, he's on loads of stuff, just Google him and you'll see his face. So I did write down, it says Santa crashes his new sleigh and hides in a family's garage. He's found by the boy of the son of the family that live there, and he and his father, because his mum and dad don't live together, try and help Santa to return home, and it does involve Santa getting arrested in it and going to prison. It's just, I think it's a nice film, and it's a bit different. It's not like, they're all a bit schmaltzy, I suppose, but it's not over the top, and I just thought it was funny. It's got a good cast. I think I know Warwick Davis is in it. Just about anybody you can think of is in it. So yeah, give that one a go. Another one which I watched the other day actually is an American film. I don't know whether it's Hallmark or whatever. It's Mrs. Miracle, and that stars the lady that's in Everybody Loves Raymond, Doris Roberts, and it's a film from, I think, possibly the 90s. Didn't write the year down on that. And she's not actually, I think she's called Mrs. Merkel. I don't think I'm confusing with the ex-German Chancellor. But but her name's Miss Heard, and so she works in a shop like a department store over Christmas, and she's got a badge on, so she's Mrs. Miracle, and there's something a little bit magical about her, let's just say that, and I quite like that because it's sloppy, but it's quite nice to sit and watch on a winter's afternoon. Next one, Solid Gold Nativity. I think that's 2009. I know they made a load of nativity films. That is with a British cast film about teachers in a school, a deprived school. The first, I'm talking about the original one. I haven't watched the others, and I wouldn't want to. It's got Martin Freeman, and it's funny, and it's got loads of people in it. And what's her name? She's in Shetland at the moment. I can't think what her name is, but anyway, she's in it, Scottish lady, and it's basically about a teacher reluctantly staging a nativity play with children who have always been told that they've got no worth and they're never going to do well in life. But of course, we know it turns all around, and it's a nice film. Feel good, especially at the end, and the songs will be earworms in your head for ages. The last one I'm going to mention is probably not everyone's cup of tea, but I like it. It's called Angels in the Snow, and this is an American film. I don't know what year it is, but probably not very old. And it's a family where mum and dad are falling. It's an American film. They're on the point of separating because their lives are changing, and one's going in one way and the other parent's going the other way, and they've got three children, and he builds a cabin and takes them to the cabin for Christmas, but he's very preoccupied with work and the phone keeps going, the kind of scenario, and so this makes things even more uncomfortable between him and his wife, because she says she wants to spend more time with the children, blah 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 blah. And then a family, there's a blizzard one night, very bad storm, and a family turn up on their doorstep, a family of two parents, two children, and basically they take them in, and this family succeed in bringing some rather nice Christmas joy to these people, and there's a little bit of a twist with that as well. And it's none of this is good for brain power or anything. It's all nice, just simple films that are just got nice things in, and they've all got, in my book, like sort of nice message and happy endings. So if you'd like to give any of those a try. So the original in my eyes, Bishop's Wife. So the Bishop's Wife, The Family Man, Last Christmas, Get Santa, Mrs. Miracle. There was a subsequent Mrs. Miracle film called something about Manhattan. I don't know, I forget, which was on the other day. I mean, that's all right as well, if you like Doris Roberts. Nativity, the original Nativity, 2009, and Angels in the Snow. So I thank you for listening to me today. Sorry if the verbal diarrhea has got a bit much. Hope you are all keeping well, and you let me know how you're getting on with your Christmas plans, or if you can't stand Christmas. I will be talking a bit more about Christmas leading up to it, but I am aware that it's not everyone's thing, and there's lots of reasons why people hate Christmas, personal reasons, sad reasons. So hopefully if I start overdoing it, do let me know. So I will. Hopefully this isn't too long, I don't know, but hopefully I will catch up with you again next week. If I've got something else that I need to talk to you about, or something interesting happens, I will do another video. But other than that, I will plan to see you on Friday. Apologies again for being late. Take care, and I will see you very soon. So bye-bye now. Goodbye for now. Oh, I nearly forgot to try these on, didn't I? So this is the first one. I'll just move it down a bit. Sorry about the light, but what can I do? Not a lot. Making sure I don't fall over one of the dogs. What do you think? I think, I mean, I could sort of tuck the bit in the top here, but I won't because of my stomach. But it's not bad, but the length on the sleeves is pretty good. I think it's a size 18. I think it's plenty big enough. Let me know if you don't think so. Yeah, I think it's quite a nice casual shirt, this. It's a little bit sort of squarey here rather than fitted, but I mean, I don't know. £16 isn't bad, is it? So I should just put the other one on and you can have a look at that. Right, this one, I think it's all right. I think it's going to be okay with the skirt. I'll just aim this down a bit so you can have a look. To be honest, yeah, I haven't got a terribly good view of it myself, but so it comes to the bottom of my bottom cheeks. So I think it's okay to wear with the skirt, and if it were tucked in, I mean, I was aware that with the suedette skirt, that was a bit more fitted around my tummy than the pleather skirt was, but I'll have to try them on together and see what I think. But yeah, I thought this would go quite nicely with it, and with some boots. I thought that looked quite good. And this one feels nice and comfortable. It's the same fit. Yeah, I mean, this one does feel, although it's polyester and elastane, did I say what I said? Polyester and elastane. It just feels quite cottony, so it's just got a different feel to it to the one I'm wearing now. Viscose and nylon. Yeah, I got that completely wrong, didn't I? Viscose and nylon, and they were different percentages, weren't they? This one is 83-17. I think the other one was 85 and 15. This one was 85 and 15. So yeah, it just feels completely different. Yeah, so let me know what you think. So I'm definitely going to go now. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you'd like to subscribe, please do. I aim to get a video out every week, and yeah, take care. Bye for now. See you later.